Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Move Ahead with Dalia. I'm your host, Dalia Cahigas. And on today's episode, I want to ask you a question. Are you using your full capacity? What I mean by that is, are you doing your best every day to be the best version of yourself? As I get older, I'm realizing more and more that I just don't want to survive. I want to thrive. When I say thrive, most people think I'm talking about making more money or making tons of money and never worrying about money in my pocket. That's not what I'm talking about. Even people with lots of money still have to maintain their lifestyle to make and make more money to keep up the good life that they live. So that's not what I'm talking about. That probably never goes away. What I'm talking about is thriving in life. Waking up every day, ready for a new day, ready for a new challenge, and not dreading your day. Will every day be perfect? Of course not. An incredibly smart lady that I listened to on a podcast, her name is Brooke Castillo. She has a podcast called The Life Coach School. And she says that life is 50-50, 50% great and 50% not so great. And I can appreciate that because we have to understand that there's a lot of highs and lows in our life, right? And it's about how we deal with them, right? And if we learn from those highs and lows. So when the good times come, when the good news rolls in, we need to be present and enjoy those moments. And when the tough times come in, then we have to figure out or process these tough times and get to the other side of them. So you can start using your full capacity, right? But it's about the mindset. So how do you start using your full capacity? So here's what I do to get the most of every day and do the best that I can to be a better version of myself or try to be a better version of myself every day. First, what I do is I try to disconnect from internet news, social media news, things that are just coming up every day. I don't watch the news regularly. I maybe watch it once a week. Why? Because it doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve my best interest to know everything that's going on in the world. I get my news from my family and my friends when something happens. And it's really about trying to do the best you can. And then if you know about someone that needs help and you can help them or an organization, then you do that. But how does it serve you to listen to the negative news on a screen, any screen? All it can do is affect you negatively. A lot of people suffer from anxiety from all the information they're getting. They call it information overload. So I try to protect myself from that so that I can be proactive in my life. Second, I listen to and I watch things that entertain me, educate me, and I love to read. I try not to sit and binge watch just anything on TV. I'm more intentional about what I watch. So if there's a show that I've been wanting to see, I'll put it on for an hour. But then I get up and before bed and I'll read something for half an hour to take my mind off of the things that are going on constantly. Because like I said, we're bombarded. And I have a lot going on in my business, and reading before bed kind of brings down all the thoughts that are going on. It's about managing thoughts, and that's how I handle it. Third, I write in a journal. And people that know me very, very well, they know that I've been writing in journals since I was very young. And it's a very therapeutic for me. I put down things that are happening in my life and the lives of the people that I care about. I even write things about my business, things like what I'm doing with my podcast. And this helps me to appreciate the good things in my life. And it helps me put situations that come up in perspective. So for example, last year I had a situation with someone in my family that I truly care about, that I love. And it was a very difficult thing that happened. And the journal was one of the things, aside from like talking to family, talking to my husband, and trying to process the things that happened. I also wrote in my journal and just like put it all down. And it helped me process it, helps me go through all those emotions, shame, guilt, pain. So journaling is a really great way for me to get through difficult times, but also for me to write down things that I love and appreciate. So if you don't journal, I would suggest you try it. Fourth, I use gratitude every day on a daily basis to help boost my spirit. I say thank you to God at every turn. When things are going great, I say thank you to God. When things are difficult, of course, I turn to God. And it's just, again, one of the things that helps my spirit and helps me get through things that are going on in our lives. And then the fifth thing I want to mention is a tangible item that I use every day is a planner. So currently this year, I started using the Clever Fox planner and I love it. I write everything down. I write down my activities. I write down my goals. I write down just like daily habits that I feel that I would like to implement. And it helps me. Do I get everything done? Of course not. There's only a certain amount of hours in the day, right? We all have 24 hours and we need to sleep. So I try to get my sleep. But the Clever Fox is great because it does break everything down for me. It might be too intense for some people because it literally has monthly, weekly, daily goals and quarterly. But so far I'm enjoying it. If you don't want to do something like that, then pick up a Walgreens journal or planner. They're great and they're not expensive. For like $10. It could help organize your life for a year. So that is one thing that is tangible that I use every day aside from the journal to keep me organized, keep my business, my real estate business running, and has helped me organize the podcast systems that I use now. One more important thing about the planner is that it helps me set deadlines. And in those deadlines that I set, it reminds me to stick to my plans. So for people that procrastinate, I do as well. It's just human nature, unfortunately. The planner can help you with procrastination, because if you say, I'm going to do something and in a week you haven't done it, now it's over, in the back of your mind. Now you kind of have to push yourself harder. And that's what I do. So I know there are planners on cell phones and calendars. I use a calendar from Google. The Google Calendar is great, and I use it on my phone and on my laptop. But again, I think a planner for me and writing it down keeps me organized in my head, in my opinion. But I'm sure there's some great planners on cell phones too. I don't use planners on cell phones because I already have the cell phone with me 24/7, I feel like, and I need a break from it. So one final thought. I do my best to stay present in my conversations with the people that I talk with. This is difficult to do on a phone when you're speaking on the phone because, you get those notifications on your cell phone. And then how do you stay focused with the person you're talking to when the notifications come in, right? Or, oh, this is something you have to do. It's difficult. Our brain is changing because of the technology that we're using, the cell phone. Literally, our brain is changing. So I need to be more aware of what I'm doing and more conscious of my behavior so that I could be present when I'm speaking to someone directly. So back to my original question. Are you using your full capacity? Well, only you can answer that. I know that I can do better, and I'm trying to do better. I hope this podcast has planted a little seed in your head, in your mind, and I hope that it can help you be a better version of yourself. If you want to try some of these things, or if you feel like you don't know where to start, or you want to find out more about my planner, the Clever Fox planner that I'm using, let me know. I would love to talk with you about that and all the things that I'm doing. So if you have any questions about this podcast, or if you want to give me a suggestion for a future podcast, feel free to reach out to me, 773-879-4855, text or call me. Please share this episode, subscribe and follow me, and I'll see you on the next episode of Move Ahead with Dalia. Make it a great day, and don't forget, try to be a better version of yourself. Thank you for listening. Bye.